Coming in hot from Arizona, this is Trevor
and Troy Howard.
And you're on So Tell Us Time. You can have everything you want in your business. Sometimes you just need a little help.
Every business owner would love to charge more for their services, but sometimes you can sacrifice long-term loyalty for a short-term profit.
Creating the right rituals is key to your business having success.
Are you tired of competing with your competitors? Guess what? You don't have to compete if you create.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of So Tell Us Time. Today is a great day because we're going to be talking about track it before you trash it. And this is a really important one because this comes down to, business smarts. This actually even comes down to mentality.
Yeah.
Okay, because a lot of times when we're talking about this subject, people have an opinion of this, but they don't have the facts behind it to prove what they're saying. And that'll make more sense as we jump into this. But oftentimes in businesses, we see people go, oh, my marketing sucks. My website sucks. My lead generation sucks. And it's like, okay, great. I hear you. I understand it. And a lot of that stuff does suck out there. But can you prove it to me? Can you show me the numbers? Yes, that's right. I said it. If you're a longtime listener, you know we talk about numbers often because knowing your numbers is the only way that you can confidently say this sucks or that sucks or my guys suck. But you know what's funny is all the time people put judgment, they cast judgment. Thou shalt not judge, my friends, unless justified. People will cast judgment on these different aspects of their business, but they don't actually have the numbers. They'll say, well, it feels like, or I think I haven't seen the phones ringing, or, whatever that is. They come up with these excuses of why something in their business isn't working, but they can't actually track and show it. They can't prove it. So, Troy, go ahead. Let's dive right in.
Yeah. So, Trevor kind of covered that of why it is so important to know your numbers and track your numbers, because again, too many businesses make these rash decisions. They cancel their marketing and they don't even know whether the numbers actually prove what they're feeling or not.
Right.
And like Trevor said, we've seen so many businesses that will cancel marketing services and they quickly find out that what they thought wasn't working at all is actually driving the majority of their sales. All of a sudden their phone's not ringing, their leads aren't coming in through the website, and they're going, wait, it's just crickets. I'm not getting any business.
Right.
And it's like, well, yeah, that's because all the business you were getting was coming from the marketing that you just canceled.
Right.
So it's really important, that you don't make those assumptions and that you actually learn the numbers.
Yeah.
So what we're going to talk about today is how to figure out those numbers. We talk about knowing your numbers all the time.
Yeah.
But we're going to run through the math today of very simply, how can you just, figure out the number?
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you a quick two little things. It was funny because I was talking to a doctor today that a partner of his was saying, we this is crazy. We get like 20 to 30 new patients every single month. It's phenomenal. That is awesome. But I really don't think the SEO is doing anything for us. I really don't think that the websites and the marketing's doing anything. And I said to the doctor that wasn't the one complaining about it, I said to him, so what does he base that on? And he was like, nothing. Absolutely nothing. There's, and I said, well, that's funny. I said, let's just look some things up. And we looked and they were in the first place of Google on the first page in the first top 10 for all of the keywords they wanted to be there for.
Yeah.
And all of those things are the people who are coming in. So that's absolutely driving business. On their side, they just didn't have very many. They didn't have any tracking in place. They were super excited. And it was funny. So the one doctor that wasn't saying, hey, it's not working, he was like, no, I 100% know the SEO and website are working. The other doctor just thinks it's not really working, but based on no fact.
Yeah.
No fact. And then another time, and I've told this story in the past, but we had another doctor that called us up and said, hey, what's going on? The marketing's not working. And I said, what do you mean? And he said, well, the phones aren't ringing. I said, what the phones aren't ringing. Well, hold on. Let me just pull up your call tracking. You've had 40 phone calls this morning. And he's like, what? I said, well, I'll just be down there. Don't worry. He's local. I said, I'll come on down. I walked in. He walks up front. I said, girls, how have the phones been today? And they're like, oh my gosh, we're slammed with new business. It's all new patients. It's amazing. And he's like, what? Oh. And I looked at him and I said, so, Doc, why'd you think it wasn't working? He's like, well, I don't know. I was sitting in my office in the back and I just didn't feel like I heard the girls on the phone. I said, you called me with an emergency call because you felt like you didn't hear the girls on the phone and you were in the back in your office. Was the door open or closed? Well, it was pretty much closed. Oh, okay. So girls, is the phones ringing? Oh my gosh, we can't even keep up. In fact, we'd like to get another person up front. And he's like, oh, okay. Well, great job, guys. And I'm going, feels like no numbers behind it, no basis for it, emotion.
Yep.
Right? Exactly.
So let's go through how you take the emotion out.
Yeah.
And you actually figure out the numbers. So here's what you need to know. And this is for any type of marketing you're doing, whether it's SEO, Google ads, Facebook ads, doesn't matter. You're going to need the same information regardless of the type of marketing. So the first thing you need to know is what is the total amount that you're spending per month on that marketing. And then the next thing you're going to need to look up is what is the total number of leads that are coming in from that marketing.
Right.
And then what is the total sales that you closed from those leads. And then what is the total revenue that came in from those sales that you closed. So it's not a lot. You really need basically 4 pieces of information.
Mm-hmm.
And once you have that information, this is how simple it is. So here's the math. Let's say that you spend $1,000 a month on Google ads, right? So we know our total spend is $1,000.
Okay.
And let's say you get 20 leads coming in the door.
Okay.
That you can track. Okay, we got 20 leads this month. So that means that you spent $50 per lead. Not too bad.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Now let's say out of those 20 leads that come in, you close 10 of them. So now you're spending $100 per sale.
Okay.
Again, a pretty good number.
Absolutely.
And then let's say that out of those 10 sales, you close about $4,000.
Yeah.
So $400 per sale, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now you've got your numbers, right? So if we look at that basically says that for every $100 that you spend on marketing, you're going to generate $400 in revenue.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, which is awesome, which tells me well, shoot, I should be spending $2,000 a month on marketing.
Totally.
Right? Or $3,000. I should be upping that because every $100 I spend, I'm getting 4 times my money back.
Right. As long as that is profitable to you, you do it. And I've said this a million times in our thing, and I don't know if I'm jumping ahead, Troy, but I'm going to jump ahead.
And I'll.
So we do PPC for Sotellus, right? And we track everything down to the penny. And I was just telling that doctor today, I said, listen, if you don't track something for 12 months, you haven't tested it. And I've said this before, so if you're a longtime listener, you've heard it before, but you know what? You need to hear it between 4 to 7 times for you to actually put it in that skull of yours. So if you haven't tracked it, I'm going to say it again, for 12 months, you haven't truly tested an avenue of marketing.
Yeah.
Okay. And so what do I mean by that? Well, we do PPC for Sotellus. There are months in that 12-month period in a year that we pay $1,200 to acquire a customer.
Yep.
That's a lot of money. A lot of money, my friends. But also within that 12-month period, and more often, we spend anywhere from $300 to $400 a month for that same customer.
Yep.
Now, when you average it out, we have our, yearly, what it costs us, per customer for the whole year. And it is profitable.
Yeah.
But if I were to take those 3 months a year that it costs us $1,200 a customer and just say based off of that, I'd go, oh, this sucks. It's super expensive. But you want to know what's funny is even off of the $1,200, it's still profitable.
Yeah.
So maybe SEO costs me a lot less. Maybe referral partners cost me a lot less. Maybe referrals from my clients cost me a lot less, but I'm still profitable. So it's worth it to continue to do it. But it's not the $1,200. It's averaged out over a whole year of many, many months costing me a lot less money. So again, if you base something off of 1 to 3 months and you called that a test, you haven't even begun. You haven't even scratched the surface. And you're doing yourself a disservice.
Yep.
Because you may have hit the worst 1 to 3 months of the year and the rest is flipping gold.
Exactly.
Okay.
And you may be saying to yourself, well, I'm in the service industry and this is my busy time. And that's, and so that's what I'm basing it off of. Well, guess what? If it's your busy time, it's your competitor's busy time too, which means they're probably spending the maximum amount of money for marketing as well. So those months might actually cost you more.
Correct.
Than other months out of the year, but you don't know that because you're basing it off of just those months when your competitors are going to compete with you the very hardest.
Exactly.
So you hit the next point perfectly, Trevor, and that's really it. Like, you need to take this formula that we've given you, and you need to run it for all of your different marketing, avenues, but you need to do it for every single month.
Correct.
And then get your true number over the last 12 months of what it really cost you.
That's right. And just a couple ideas on that. You could do a call tracking number.
Yep.
You could do forms on the website that are not just a contact us form. Give them something. I don't care if it's a flippin' free estimate, which is the laziest way of doing some sort of opt-in. But if that's all you can do, then do it. But you could track form fills, you can track phone calls, you can do a web chat, track those. These different ways you can then track. It's nice because it shows you how many phone calls. You can have those calls recorded. And so anyways.
We even have what Trevor set up with our Google Ads is not only are we tracking how Google Ads does overall, but he even has different campaigns in our Google Ads, and those different campaigns are directed to different pages on our website
different tags.
For those keywords. And then those forms, when they fill out that form, it lets us know, hey, this person not only came from Google, but they actually came from these keywords.
Yep.
Right? So we even know what keywords are successful. Now, you don't need to go that deep in the beginning.
Totally.
But, in the beginning, just figure it out. And then later on, you can go deeper and deeper and understand it better. And then what you'll find is you can maximize your budget and you can pull the most revenue out of that ad spend.
Absolutely. Like we started out with a big, broad keywords, lots and lots of keywords, and we have whittled it down to our most profitable keywords. And so now we're maximizing our budget every single month.
Exactly. Right? All right. Anything else, Trevor?
Nope. Homework time. Okay. Take a look at your marketing and use this math to determine the profitability of your different marketing avenues. So break it down each one, figure out, have a tracking tag that goes with, maybe if you're doing social media marketing, if you're doing SEO, if you're tracking PPC. We use Google Analytics to track the SEO side of our website, whereas we track that separate on our PPC side, where we have these tracking tags that tell me exactly which campaigns it came from. And I can look at the traffic that we got, total traffic from PPC, and we can deduct that from the total traffic on the analytics to the site. And then we know how the SEO side of it is doing as well. And Troy also has the keywords in there and things like that. So, but just these different ways. I mean, I tell people all the time. So for my service industry people, like door hangers, you can have your own phone number, like a tracking number on that door hanger.
Yeah.
You can have a link to a special page on your website for that door hanger.
Yep.
Do not just blanket a neighborhood and pray that it works, right?
Exactly.
And if you use the same tracking number, or if you use just the same website homepage URL, then don't blame your marketing guys when they claim success from your hangers, your mailers, because all they're doing is they're using their tracking info, all their tracking stuff to track what they're doing. But if you're using other avenues to drive marketing to those same exact pages and use those same phone numbers and everything like that, well, that's your fault.
Yep.
It's not that hard.
And one thing I would go throw out there as far as tracking it, how to make it easy to track it, one of the easiest things you can do is just create a spreadsheet.
Absolutely.
And if you just put in the spreadsheet, these columns, total spend for the month, total leads, total sales, total revenue. You can have that calculate out these numbers for you, right? And you put those in, it'll calculate out, what you're spending on and all these information for you. And then it's awesome because then you just copy it for the next month and copy it for the next month. The next thing you know, you've got a full 12 months and you know exactly what you did.
That's right. Awesome. All right, guys, we love you. We appreciate you. We will check you guys on the next episode of So Tell Us Time.